Hey everyone, my name's Aaron Park. I'm the owner and operator of Northwest Knives, and this is
Tack Hernandez, showroom manager of Northwest Knives, and this is Survive Week.
All right, Tack, we're here to talk about Survive Knives this week, and
Excited.
We're going to talk about the good, we're going to talk about the bad, and the not so ugly. That's what I think. Survive makes some great product. Let's talk about the bad first. Most people who are heavy in the knife community maybe are aware that Survive has been around for quite a while, but they've had kind of a troubled past. They've had some issues with production. They've had some issues with delivering knives. They've had some issues with some of their product over the years, and a lot of people have shied away from them because of that, or because they just can't get the knives. What's great is Guy, who owns Survive Knives, he's actually taken and really fixed all those problems, really addressed everything, and what he's putting out right now is really, really good stuff. So, for our customers and for those people out there that maybe are a little shy about Survive Knives, no reason to be anymore. They are good stuff. So I just wanted to get that out front and upfront, because there are going to be those people out there that say, "Oh, Survive Knives, this is what's happened in the past. This is what's been bad about that company." And I think those issues have all been addressed. We won't go too deep into that. So let's talk about some knives.
Yeah.
Let's do it. So, Tack, tell me what you like. Tell me about Survive.
There's a lot of features with Survive that I really, really like, and I like hearing that they've changed, but they changed for the positive. One thing that I've noticed with the knives coming into the showroom, and we're going to just jump right into it, is one of the first things, when you have a fixed blade, and they make one of the best fixed blades I've ever had in my hand, you're always going to have a Kydex sheath that's going to come along with it. And there's always ups and downs, whether it's leather, whether it's a Kydex, there's always going to be an issue. These guys have actually had, in my opinion, one of the most perfect sheaths combined with one of the most perfect knives.
It's interesting you say that about the sheath. Is a lot of times you get those Kydex sheaths in, and they are almost just pancaked in.
Yeah.
It looks like somebody took two pieces or a piece of Kydex and folded it over and riveted it and called it a sheath and molded it with some hot water. And that's not what they've done. The sheath is actually as good as the knife, which is impressive. Not only do you get that positive retention in there, but it fits the knife so well and really molds to the knife, even with the little bit of grip there. Comes out easily, but yet super good retention. So
rattle free.
What impresses me with what Guy's done with this particular sheath is the attention to detail on it is very, very reminiscent of the attention to detail to the actual knife itself. So they match. One of the things that I hate about knife companies sometimes is they will make a knife that is great, and then they'll cheap out on the sheath.
Yeah.
And then it just doesn't match.
Yeah.
Definitely different here.
Yeah, and we've seen that a lot. And kind of like Aaron was saying, when you have the perfect sheath and the perfect knife, there's a lot of attention to detail in both. Like, for example, the drain channel here, that is one of my favorite features. There's somewhere for the water to go. A lot of Kydex sheaths, like Aaron was saying, they're just so pancaked, there's nowhere for that water to go, and that's a big no-no. So, again, drain channel, super cool feature. I love the mounting system. You don't have to take off your belt to put this on, and once it's on with this little lip here, this thing is not going anywhere. So this is, again, the geek out on a Kydex sheath on how much someone can geek out on one. I love this thing.
Well, the other thing along with that sheath is, instead of just the standard holes that you're going to normally get in that sheath, is they put the channels in here, so you can, multiple different mounting systems are available for it. You can fit this any way you want, whether you want to put it on a molly carrier, or you want to put it on your belt, you want to do something to horizontal mount it. There's so many different options by allowing you that flexibility. Just the sheath has been done so well, and I know it's a little weird to talk about the sheath before you talk about the knife, but I think that's super important. The sheath, like I said, it's so often you get really cheap sheaths with really good knives, and you feel like, I just got cheated out of something. They shouldn't have done that. So really good, and it's consistent along the whole line. It doesn't matter which knife you buy, the sheath quality is the same, regardless of whether it's a small knife, big knife, whatever the case may be. So even in their giant knife. Oh, look at that. In that big knife.
See, it didn't break.
It didn't break, see?
Good
Super
sheath.
solid. There we go. Anyway, even in their big knives, the sheath is the same quality, and it's going to hold up well. So,
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about knives. What do we think?
Alrighty, so this again, they have guys made a beautiful knife, Survive knives. Again, this is, for example, I'll start with the handle here. All these contours are super soft and rounded. Everything is comfortable in this. A lot of fixed blades that I've held on to, sometimes you almost have to white knuckle it once you're doing the job. I can have this thing nice and relaxed in my hand, and it fits my hand. Like I said, the contours, everything is smooth. There is no rough spots anywhere on this thing. I don't know how he does it, but this is one of the smoothest handles I've ever felt.
So what's interesting is we got in a lot of knives the other day, and I went through a lot of the knives, took them out, checked them all out, and what I found is such consistency in the product. Every knife had that same smoothness, whether it was the spine area, belly, even around this area here in the coming into the choil. All of it is so perfect, and it was consistent across absolutely every knife. You know, that attention to detail is what makes guys' knives so well. The Survive does such a good job when it comes to that attention to detail and consistency in the product. That's the upside. The downside, we talked about the good, the bad, and the not so ugly. The downside to that is Guy is so focused on quality and detail and perfection that it's almost sometimes debilitating. He can't produce as many knives as he would like. But at the end, the consumer's the guy who wins.
Yeah.
The consumer's the guy, the person who ends up with a perfect knife. Yeah, you may have to wait a while. Yeah, there may not be as many available, but God, every time you pull one out of the box, it's perfect.
Yeah. And I think it's worth the wait, personally.
So steel, what's he using now?
So this is going to be 3V, which is one of my favorite steels for outdoor because of the corrosion resistance, the edge retention, and the strength. The side load on 3V, if you don't know, is one of the strongest steels you're going to be able to have.
Yeah, 3V is phenomenal. It's probably one of my favorite outdoor steels now. It's so functional. It's durable. It's got great edge retention. Just 3V is classic. The only thing better to be 4V because it's one more V. Yeah, who doesn't like that, right? So sizes. He makes a variety of different sizes. What do you got there, Ted?
So this is going to be the 4.5 bushcraft. Perfect size, in my opinion. For someone like me, it is going to do the job that I need to do outdoors. And this is, for me, like I said, universally, this is my size, a 4 to a 4.5.
He's a little guy. He has to have a small knife. It's
Yeah.
not his fault. So then we've got the 5.1. The 5.1 is a little bit bigger. It's more of that traditional bigger bushcraft style. Jimping is really, really nice up on top, and it's elongated just enough that if you have a bigger hand, you can get that thumb way out there on there and still have some jimping, which is nice. The choil is big enough that when you put your finger in there, so you can see, you're not going to hit that little edge and cut yourself. So often when you get choiled outdoor knives, the choil is so small that when you put your finger in there, it's almost actually on the cutting, I guess it would be the sharpening edge right there. And so this is big enough that you can get that big meaty paw in there and still use it without damaging yourself. Handle's good, feels comfortable, it's not too heavy. But for those of you who maybe that's even a little bit smaller, then we can go to the ginormous Survive knife. This thing is a beast, as Tack would say. Or wait, this is a beast. So
it's a monster.
It is. It is a monster. It is so thick, heavy, giant piece of 3V. If you want to chop through some blackberry bushes, this is going to be your knife for you.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
And then talking about the handle too. So a lot of times, I'll tell people, people say, "Well, there's no place for a lanyard." If you don't know Survive knives, you would say, "Yeah, there is no place for a lanyard." The cool thing is there is. It's hidden within, so you're not really wasting any space on the pommel, having this big hole or whatever for your lanyard. It's hidden within, super functional, super cool. Again, outside the box thinking.
And finishes are a little interesting too. So all of these blades are coated, and they're all Cerakoted. They do a titanium Cerakote finish, which almost has a metallic look to it, and they also do a tungsten finish, which is a little bit darker. That tungsten finish has, again, more of a metallic to it. It's really an interesting looking finish. It's probably the first time I've seen that on a fixed blade.
Cool.
Most of your Cerakotes are going to be flat, that flat color, which is cool, but this gives it almost, like I said, that metallic look. And then we have a bronze around here, don't we?
Somewhere around here, yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely online.
Yeah, let me take a look and see. Maybe this is our bronze. No. There we go.
This thing's
Yeah,
awesome.
so this is kind of the bronzed finish, and again, kind of that almost metallic look. It's got a lot more depth to it than a traditional, say, flat dark earth would. Really sets off nice against the camo. And again, everything on the knife is perfect, from the hardware to the jimping to the molding of the handle. There's no rough surfaces, no issue at all with comfort. So.
Yeah, I have, again, if I can find something negative about the knife or the sheath, I would tell you guys. And honestly, Aaron, I can't think of a single thing that I don't like about me taking this outdoors and putting it to work.
Yeah, personally, as outdoor knives go, probably Survive has become my favorite knife. Again, going back to the original thing at the beginning, where things were a little tough, people have kind of shied away from Survive just because of the delivery issues and stuff. What's nice is we're now their retail outlet, their dealer, and they're only a mile away from us.
Yeah.
So we're able to go down there and spend time with Guy and work with him and get a quantity of knives regularly. So when people buy, they know they're going to not only get the knife they want, but it's going to be shipped that day because it's in stock and ready to go, which is great.
Yeah.
So now we're making it easy to get a Survive knife, which is great.
Totally.
So. Anything else you want to talk about with Survive?
I don't know. I think we've kind of covered everything.
Yeah, I think they're, for those of you who know about Survive knives and know about the quality, bottom line is you can't buy a better outdoor knife. For those of you who have never tried one before, guaranteed you're going to love it. There really is no finer knife than Survive when it comes to outdoor knives. Yeah. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. And you see the passion when Guy was in here the other day, and I told him,
absolutely.
I'm like, Guy, we're so excited. We got a big box of knives, and I'm excited. It's one of my favorites. And he stepped back and goes, that made my day. That made my day. You can see the passion he has in knife making, and how something like that, just that positive comment, will just, again, continue to make good knives. And again, just
he's so passionate about his business, and he's so ready to move forward past everything and just really put out the best product he possibly can. And he's doing it. He's doing a great job. So, yeah. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for checking out. And this welcome to Survive Week.